All right, if we've recommended a ground flow, let's play with this movement. So we're gonna start with just some hip mobility. So being on all fours, all we're gonna do is we're gonna bring our knee up to our elbow, we're gonna bring it out to the side and telescope it around, and then bring it back to our elbow, and then we'll reverse that. So kind of kicking up to the ceiling, telescoping around, back to our elbow. Try to have the motion in the hip and not in the low back. So try not to be like moving the low back too funky. Some ways to make this harder is to actually elevate your knees and do it this way. You'll activate a little bit more of your core doing this. And then back. Here it is from this angle. So again, just knees up, telescope out, around, and then back into extension, heel to the ceiling, around to the knee, or to the elbow rather. Here it is from this side. Again, knee forward, knee up, circle around to elbow, up to the ceiling, circle around to elbow and back. So that's just basic hip range of motion, flexion, extension, external rotation, internal rotation. Next thing you can do is in this position, bring one knee forward, try to sit into your butt on this left side. You don't have to sit all the way down. So I'm not on my butt, I'm hovering. But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pulse into this glute. You'll feel a stretch on this left glute. This is like pigeon stretch in yoga, but I call it a pulsed pigeon. So I'm just kind of pulsing into that. I'm then gonna switch sides, bring this knee forward. Again, kind of sit into that glute. That piriformis will stretch here. It'll feel good on your hips, in your butt. Again, I'm just kind of sitting here, relaxing, maybe bowing a little bit closer to my knee will give it a deeper stretch. But you alternate back and forth. So left knee up, we're gonna kind of pulse into that side. And then you'll do right side as well. From here, you can do your shin boxes. So shin boxes are just getting on the ground and bringing your shins into like this 90-90 position. If you need to use support on the ground, you can. Knees come up, knees go over. Knees come up, knees go over. Out, here, cool. So knees are out, knees are over, this is a shin box. Adding some variation, you can thrust forward, hips go up, sit back down, go to the other side, hips go up, thrust forward, butt is clenched, we sit back down. The next thing that I've maybe talked about is just being on your knees and sitting onto your heels and thrusting forward. So I'm kind of thrusting forward, my butt is getting tighter, I'm in extension here, I'm sitting back down, maybe curling into a ball, going forward again, adding some variation if you wanna bring a knee up, right? Bring the knee down, bring the knee up. So this is something we might have talked about as well, as just being in this kind of like proposal stance, diving forward, getting the hip flexors to stretch here, coming back down, forward. Here's from angle. Again, proposal stance, knee dives forward, hips dive forward, glutes are getting kind of worked, hip flexors are getting a real big opening, and then we're coming back down. So basic ground